I don't know how I'm gonna get off this island. I've been stranded here for days. What is this? Oh my goodness. It's a treasure map. This will lead me off the island. And even better, it's a sewing themed treasure map. I think we should figure out how to make this because we all need to learn how to use all of our sewing treasure.
We're going to get started by doing our tracing first. Now, I am tracing onto Steam-A-Seam Light. You could also use Heat and Bond Light. You just want to make sure you don't use the Ultra because you can't sew through that, and you're going to want to be able to sew. Steam-A-Seam is my favorite, though. So trace all of your designs onto the Steam-A-Seam, and then once you're done tracing, you can roughly cut around. You don't need to be super precise. Roughly cut around and then peel off the one side of the paper backing. Then you're going to press it onto your fabric with your hot iron. Then you'll be ready to fuse it onto your project when you're all done. But we're not going to do that part just yet. So right now, just do all of your tracing, trim around the edges, decide what fabric you want to put your images on, and then go ahead and iron them onto the fabric. Once you're done with that, we're going to just cut everything out. Here is where you want to be more precise, and you want to cut everything out along the lines. Now, I'm using a scissors that I tend to not use just for fabric, but they're sharp enough that they're going to cut nicely through my fabric because you are also cutting through this paper layer here. So go ahead and cut. I'm just kind of cutting them apart first, and then I'll get in there with the details, and I'm going to trim around with my scissors and trim right around those edges of everything until it's nice and neat. All right, once you're done with all of your precision trimming, then you can go ahead and peel off that paper backing. So you've got paper on the front and the back. So we're just peeling off the back side for right now, and that leaves a kind of temporary adhesive on your fabric. It becomes permanent once you press it with your iron, and then for extra durability, we're going to stitch everything into place when we're all done. Next up, we have our names. Now, I put this through the printer and printed onto the fabric. I just put some heat and bond on the back side. Now I'm just trimming it off. So the back side of the fabric will be sticky, so I can iron them in place. And again, I used Heat and Bond Light for this one. I'm cutting with a pinking shears just to give a little bit of a detailed edge. It also helps eliminate some fraying. Now for this, if you didn't want to have to stitch these into place, you could use Heat and Bond Ultra, and then when you do iron them down, they are a permanent adhesion, but you cannot stitch through it. Okay, next we're going to lay everything out. Now this part, take your time. You can lay out your treasure map whatever way you want. Once you're happy with the layout, then you can start layering and pressing your applique pieces into place with your iron. So you can see I started with this little pond area for our stitchy swamp. Was it stitchy swamp? Spool swamp? I don't remember. Anyway, you get the picture, right? So go ahead and layer the pieces on, ironing as you go. Once you're happy with your placement, move on to the next part of the map. I kind of laid everything out before I ironed anything down, just to make sure I was really happy that it flowed nicely and looked the way I wanted it to. And then I just start pressing them down and adding things wherever I want them to be. So once you get all of that done and you get everything pressed with your iron, because that's going to make that adhesion more permanent but able to stitch through if you use the Steam-A-Seam light. So again, just keep that pressing going and get everything just how you want it. Next, we're going to peel that paper backing off of our landmark labels, and we're going to put those in place as well. Same thing here. You want to put them in place and then press them with the iron to tack them down before you do any of your stitching. Now, once I know I'm done with all my ironing, I'm going to take my heat erase pen and I'm going to draw my little treasure map detail and outline. This is where I want to do my main stitching. All right, now we're ready to put this all together. So we've got our cutie frame and we've got our machine on here. We're in free motion mode and we are just working along the edge. Now, my intention was for this to be a nice scrappy stitch. So I am not worrying too much about perfection here. I am just going over from piece to piece and I'm just stitching with a dark contrasting thread. I'm using black and I'm stitching around those edges because I want it to look scrappy. I don't want it to look perfect. I want my lines to not be straight. I'm going over some of the areas several times here. The nice thing with the cutie frame, it's really easy to adjust as you go, and you can do a small section and then you just take off your clamps, you move your quilt, and then you go to the next section. I found this really fun and actually super relaxing, and I loved that I could quilt this with my home sewing machine, that it's lightweight, it's portable, I can take it anywhere with me, and I still get that fun long-armed look, and this gave me the freedom to do so much with the free motion quilting. This is the most free motion I've ever done, and I loved every step of the way. So again, we're going back to the project here, and we are just stitching. I'm completely stitching randomly. Wherever I see something and I think, okay, yeah, I want to stitch around the blocks. I want to stitch around all of my labels. And using this frame really allows me to just be able to stitch wherever I want. I'm just guiding my machine and basically doing the free motion work as I'm going. Like I had no plan going into this. I'm just doing whatever I feel like doing in the moment, which to me is so freeing and so much fun. Now I am using a heat erase pen here wherever I want to draw. If it helps to have a line to follow, you can use a heat erase pen, an air erase pen, whatever kind you have for marking fabric. But I'm just marking my little lines here so that I can see where I want to go, and that helps me to keep everything how I want it to look at the end. Now, as I'm working around these spools, again, we're not striving for perfection. If I go off the edges a little bit, that's intentional. So just remember to relax, put your shoulders back, have some fun while you're doing this. Don't be tense. It's easier to do if you just relax and just kind of let the machine guide you. You're guiding the machine, but you know what I mean? Like just kind of just do whatever you feel like doing. And don't worry about perfection, because I think this scrappy, sloppy outline stitch is just so much fun when it's all done and everything comes together. So I found that once I got to the end of my quilt, it was easier for me to take it off the frame, flip it around, and put the bottom of the map up towards the top of my frame. It was just easier for me to be able to get everything stitched the way that I wanted. So again, I'm just clamping the quilt down, rolling up that excess just to make sure that nothing gets stitched where it shouldn't. And then I'm going to start at the little compass there, and I'm going to stitch around all the letters and everything. I'm just going to keep going with my free motion process until everything is perfectly scrappy and stitchy the way I like it. I just love the way the mini quilter gives me the freedom to do this anywhere I am. Like I could do this at any of my sewing machines. And this is great for quilts and smaller projects, because if I don't want to load something on the big long arm, I have this option that I can take anywhere with me. I love that I can take it with on a quilting retreat because I'm going on a couple this fall, and this is going to be coming with me because it's just so much fun. All right, we are actually all done with the stitching. So now I'm taking this over to my cutting mat and I'm gonna lay it all out nice and smooth. I did give it a quick press with the iron, which got rid of any of those heat erase marks that I made. Now I'm just gonna square it up. So I'm gonna square up all of the edges, trim off that excess on all 4 sides. The backing, again, is already on there. And then all we have left to do is add the binding. And I'm gonna make the binding be that brown color because I want it to mimic the burnt edges of a map without actually having to burn anything. So you guys, that's really all there is to it. This project is meant to inspire you, to have some fun, and to just give yourself permission to play and not worry about perfection. Do whatever you want because I want you to know there are no rules in sewing and quilting, and especially free motion quilting. Just get out there and try it and have so much fun.
Thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed our fun sewing treasure map. I'd love to see photos of the ones you make hanging in your sewing room. So please send me pictures, tag me on Instagram. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to follow along on YouTube.